So, Seamus, is there anything in this conversation that you feel hasn't been said that should be said? And how can people find you and find your work?
Yeah, for sure. So, I see a ton of applications. I talk to a lot of people internally. I'm a member of Product Calgary here in Alberta. But a lot of people trying to get into product and trying to become a product manager. And my advice to anyone would be you don't have to be a product manager or a product designer to think a product designer. It's all about understanding those needs. It's all about helping manage up and helping other people make decisions. It's coming up with options. It's understanding trade-offs. If you're in the right organization and if you think like that, you'll get recognized and you'll be, afforded opportunities you might not otherwise. So, product manager is just a title. But people who think constructively, people who work on those problems, you're going to realize the same dividends. And often that's how you get into products is if you've done it unofficially somewhere else because you didn't know it didn't know what it was. So there's a whole lot of different ways to get into a product, but just start thinking about it before you might have the role and don't let that stop you, even if you're at a large organization. Um, as for finding me, you can find me on LinkedIn at Seamus McIsaac. Just give me a ping. If you're in Alberta or in Calgary, I love to attend local Calgary events and get involved in the startup community here. So yeah, just give me a ping on LinkedIn and we'll meet up for a coffee.
I totally agree with that. I mean, you quoted my LinkedIn description of saying "Hey, I never knew that product management was a job. I just thought that was being able to place bets, identify opportunities, and then do the research to de-risk any assumptions you have." I always thought that was just something of a good technologist. Um, what that's what the best inventors that I admire, like Dyson or Tony Fadell, they were product designers and electrical engineers. They thought about the trade-offs and stuff. And I love that you said that, because a lot of people, they just think okay, I'll just become an associate PM. It's no, maybe start off as a researcher or start off as a designer or an engineer, so that what you can see bad calls being made, but you develop the hard skill set to think that way, and you can spend more time thinking that way. Because I know there's a lot of non-technical PMs out there, but the best PMs I know were builders before they became decision makers and bet makers. You're an engineer. I was in interaction design. Getting into a profession where you're paid to think about trade-offs does set you up pretty well for when you want to actually lead a team and run a product line. Is my opinion. Now, I mean, some people might disagree with me on that, but I like it. Just start building, and then unofficially, you're just gonna. People are like, "Hey, actually, you should just manage this. Come here, be the lead." And that's kind of my story to becoming a product lead. Yeah. So, Seamus, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish we had more time to talk about digital transformation, but I'll ping you later then, and we could talk a little bit more.